Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Nicholas Dimitriadis and I'm a first year resident in General Hospital of Sparta. Today we're going to talk about a case that I had the opportunity to take over from the start until the end. Let's talk about keratitis. Keratitis can be caused due to an injury, due to bacteria such as Pseudomonas, Streptococcus or Staphylococcus, due to fungi, due to viruses and due to contaminated water. The risk factors for someone to have a keratitis is wearing contact lenses, using corticosteroids, having a eye injury, or a problem with immunity. Let's talk a little bit about our case. A 92 years old patient, male, who came to us due to blurred vision, due to eye pain and eye redness. Under the slit lamp, I observed this image. What can we see here? We can see that there is the presence of a corneal ulcer at 3 o'clock, more than 2 millimeters. You can see the presence of hypopion. You can see cells and flares in the anterior chamber, so we have a fully extended anterior chamber reaction. You can see conjunctival hyperedema, which is extended vasodilation around grade 3, but no posterior pole involvement. This is for sure a case of a bacterial infection. And I was thinking, what is the cause? Why this patient had this bacterial infection? As I observed a little bit closer, I saw this patient had an extropion. He had a lower eyelid misdirection, and bacteria love to enter from an extropion. The first thing that I did before I start the empirical therapy with antibiotic is to take a corneal scrub with a Kimura blade and send it to the microbiology department in order to place it either in a chocolate, blood or subarachnoid agar in order to see if it was bacterial, from a Pseudomonas, from a Streptococcus, or from a Staphylococcus. But for sure, it was not viral or fungal infection. What was the therapy that I followed before I have the antibiogram on my hands? I gave moxifloxacin, which is a fluoroquinolone second generation, eye drops every 1 hour. I gave moxifloxacin by mouth with a tablet, 1 time per day for 7 days. I gave tobramycin, which is an aminoglycoside, and I especially gave enhanced tobramycin, eye drops every 2 hours, and ointment 4 or 5 times per day. And I prepared a solution with vancomycin, 1 gram, every 4 hours. With this therapy, we covered the bacteria in a broad spectrum way. Now, I'm going to remind you how was the eye before the empirical treatment. You can see a corneal ulcer, hypopion, anterior chamber reaction, and conjunctival hyperedema. This is the eye 1 day after the empirical treatment. As you can see, there is less anterior chamber reaction. The corneal ulcer is like an apoptosis. The hypopion is a little bit less, and the conjunctival hyperedema is also less. The second day, I had the antibiogram on my hand. It was Staphylococcus aureus, and it was sensitive in tobramycin, vancomycin, and gentamicin. So I kept the antibiotics as I had them, and I also did a 20 milligram gentamicin subconjunctival. This is the eye 1 day after adding subconjunctival gentamicin 20 milligrams. As you can see, the hypopion is much less. The corneal ulcer is now an apoptosis, the anterior chamber is more clear, and the conjunctival hyperedema is less. And now we can see 1 week after the treatment that we had, that there is no hypopion, the anterior chamber is clear, the corneal ulcer is fully an apoptosis, and the conjunctival hyperedema is much less. So we can see that there is a great improvement after 4 to 5 days of empirical therapy with the antibiotics that I told you. The antibiogram is really important in order to see which antibiotics will you change or you will add. In our case, the empirical therapy was excellent, and I just added a 20 milligram gentamicin subconjunctival. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.